my name is Arkanj. I'm a witness. I'm also a developer. I made a lot of projects. And my presentation today was to be focused on HiveAuth only. But you know, when you are developing, during the process, you often find surprises and that delays things. So I was not ready to do a full HiveAuth presentation because the slot is 20 minutes. So I decided, instead of canceling it because it's not ready, it's partially ready, to do a two-topic presentation. The first one, of course, will be about HiveAuth decentralized authentication. And the next one will be about the transfer anxiety syndrome. So more on this later. So let's go first with HiveAuth. HiveAuth is a solution that's really easy for people to secure their private key, to know more, use their private key, and share their private key on any website, any application. It's really easy for them to set it up. You just download your favorite HiveAuth application, you import your keys into it, and you are done. You are ready to authenticate. The authentication process is as easy. You just enter your username, nothing more. You just authorize the login, and you are done. This year, I will now introduce the HiveAuth mobile application. Thank you. Why a new mobile app? The goal is to provide a lightweight alternative to keychain. It's not a replacement. I really love keychain. I use it every day on my desktop, on my mobile. But it's something different. It will not be a wallet. Yes, you will not have all the fancy features of keychain. It will just store your keys and enable you to authenticate and sign transactions. Nothing more. It's a different technology stack from keychain, so we'll have some sort of resilience in case of failure of something on keychain. And I think that less code is easier to audit and is less prone to vulnerabilities. So, on my opinion, you know, I am security-minded. I feel more secure with having an option. So I will show you a quick demo of the app. Let me just remove this. Okay, so here I have Big D. I would like to log in here. I will just wake up my phone. And I will type my username. So this is a public information. Okay. And then I will launch the app, unlock it with a super secret. Here you see a black screen. It's because I need to use my fingerprint to unlock the app, but you know this with keychain, and then you just scan the QR code. We are live. We are here in Mexico. And then I scan the code. I try not to move. It's live demo. They always failed. Okay. I think there's a problem with the scanner. Okay, it should work. Yeah, I will do it another way. I will do it on my mobile only. So here, on my mobile, I would like to log in. I just type my name, Arkanj. It displays a QR code. I just tap on the QR code, and you see it shows me two applications. So I can use the HiveAuth mobile app, or I can use Keychain Mobile. They are both HiveAuth compatible. So we'll just choose HiveAuth. I need to unlock it with my super secret PIN, biometric. And here it is. You see that I want to log into PICD, and I can approve or reject the authentication. I just approve it. I'm back to PICD, and you see I'm logged in. You can do that with all the apps, the front end that support HiveAuth, Engage, Hive.block, V4V app. Okay. So I will continue the presentation. Here we are. Okay. So what's the status of the HiveAuth project today? The decentralized protocol, meaning being able to run multiple nodes of the HiveAuth server, is ready. Having developed a new app, we found some few things we need to fix to be able to use as a one or the other, or maybe the two. So I delayed the release of the decentralized protocol a bit more, but everything should be ready, meaning both the app, you saw it's very rough. Today, everything is working, but we need to make a nice UI now. So it will be released in the coming month. Everything will be open source, the code of the mobile app, the protocol. And I would like to thank you, Sagar Katori88, for helping me in developing the mobile app. Please applaud him. Yep, sorry. And that's it for HiveAuth. I will now speak about my second topic, is the transfer anxiety syndrome. Do you guys feel always comfortable sending your assets to an exchange? Always. You know that moment when you need to click on the send button? Yeah, you have always your heart starting to pump a bit. That's what I call the anxiety syndrome. The most common reason for losing money when you do such a transfer is when you send money to exchange, you write the wrong memo. You make a typo in, or you take another memo, or you forget to write a memo, or you copy paste but you forget one character, or you put your key in the memo. Another thing, another reason is when you send the wrong asset to the wrong exchange. If you send HBD to Binance, they are lost. And then you have to contact the exchange support, and I wish you good luck and a lot of patience, because the process can take several days if you can get your money back. Another reason is wrong or misspelled recipient name. And then you are fucked. It's game over for your funds. And this is a case that happened to Smooth. Smooth is not a newbie. He's a top witness, he's a developer, he's a very knowledgeable guy. And one day he wanted to send 18,000 HBD to Bittrex. And look, he was not sending to Bittrex, but to Bittrex. Oops. What happened next? You contact the owner of the account. Please, send my money back, I made an error. And it looks like the owner of this account was Nuganu, which is a well-known crook on Hive. And his response was just transferring all the money to his own account and then cashing out. I was really impressed with this story because I thought, this happened when you are tired, when you are in a hurry, and you shouldn't do that at that moment. And it could happen to me and to others. And I wanted to find a solution to protect us from such stupid mistakes. Here are some interesting stats. There are more than 600 fake exchange accounts with typos on Hive. You see how many HBD and Hive have been stolen. There are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And the top fake account is Deep Crypto with all the hate at the end, who got 30,000 Hive. Yeah, that's quite a lot. So here is my new project. I'm introducing safe transfer with Xfer. X is very fashionable today. But on top of that, it's a very simple name with 4 letters only, easy to remember and less prone to typos. So I created an Xfer account. You can interact with this account and set rules where you define where you are allowed to send your tokens. And then you will initiate a transfer to that account. And it will check if your transfer is matching the rules you defined. If everything is okay, it will send your funds to the final recipient. If everything, it will send your money back. How does it work? I will deep dive a bit more technical. The first step is to configure a route. You can create, update, or delete routes. You just provide a route name, something really easy, like Binance, instead of Deep Crypto 8, or no, there is another name, BH Hive, with something at the end, that I can say. You define a recipient and then a memo, just a name, Binance or Bittrex or my friend or me. You will manage route with transfer. Why transfer instead of custom JSON or something different? It's because when you do transfer, first you see them all in your wallet and you can look at them. It's easier to find back what you did. And then there is no discussion because we can check the content of the transfer, and the Xfer account being the first recipient. If there is an error in your rules, then you are in charge of yourself. Okay, so you can add a route, you put a name, you put a target, and then you put the final memo for the exchange. You can update the route, change, because recently Binance changed the account where you have to send your money to them to another account, and they change your memo too. So you can update the route. You can delete the route, and you can ask Xfer to list the route you created. So you will receive a memo with all the route described. The step 2 is very simple. You send your asset to Xfer. You use the root name in the memo. Everything can be encrypted. When you define the roots, you can encrypt the command you send to Xfer. And when you send your asset, you can also encrypt the memo, the root you use. So it adds a bit of privacy into your transfer. And if any error triggers, you get your money back instantly. Let's look how it works and make a live demo. I have created an account here, which is different from mine because I never have my active key with me. So it's a good idea for everybody. If you need to transfer, if you want to be able to transfer money, because now we will have payments with Keychain Mobile. The idea is you create a separate account. You make a provision on that account, and then you pay with that account. So you just use, even if you get hacked, only that small amount of money can be stolen, not your whole funds. And I need to switch login first. Okay, I'm in. Okay, I've prepared a small list of commands. So I will first create a route saying if I send money to Xfer, I want it to be transferred to Archange. Okay, with a memo. So the recipient is Xfer, really easy to remember. Just a small amount, and I copy my memo. Okay. I confirm. And it's done. And now I will send to Xfer one Hive with the memo demo. Okay. It's done. And now I will look into my own wallet. And you see, I just received the Hive I've sent to Xfer with the predefined memo. I will do the same thing, but with, no, I will update the root with an encrypted memo. Same thing to Xfer 0.01. Okay. And I will send one HBD to Xfer with demo. Okay. Did you notice something? Yeah, no, I sent HBD, not Hive. But the root I created was Hive. So I will refresh the page. And you see a no root. So Xfer sends the HBD back to me because I made a mistake. Let's fix it. I will send to Xfer one Hive with the demo root. Okay. Back to my account. And here it is, and it's encrypted. Because the memo, I told Xfer that the memo should be encrypted. Okay, I will now ask Xfer to list my route. Oops. Okay. Let's refresh. And here it is. So here is the route I created. Symbol is Hive, route name, the target, and the new encrypted memo. So when you create things and you forget about it, you just ask Xfer, okay, please tell me which route I created. I will try not to be too long, but you could add a back route. Please send the money back to me. I can delete the route I created here. If I do that, my route list will be empty. Let's try to send some money to a fake account. No, I'm not sending to the account. I'm creating a route, but I made a typo into my route. So here, you see, it's not deep crypto, but deep crypto. I made that mistake while I was testing Xfer. So. Okay, let's refresh. Oh, that's ascending. Okay. And I got my Hive back because it's a blacklisted target. So all the 600 fake accounts I talked before are in the blacklist. If you use them, you will get your money back. And I will update it regularly. Here we are. Your friends are safe. Are there? Let's call a spade a spade. This is point of failure because you have to trust the operator of the Xfer account. I will be honest. But you are not obliged to use it. You can bypass it. Or I will open source the code I wrote. You can create your own Xfer account, run it on your own server, and then you are on your own to manage your security. But for laymen, if they trust me, they can use it. It's quite easy. It's a bit rough today. You saw I had to copy-paste commands. I didn't want to create a website as an interface because it's a point of failure. But I will create a website where you can easily create your command and then paste them to your keychain or PICD or whatever you use to create routes to simplify your life. Up to you to use it, but I think with this, our funds, especially for newbies, will be more safe. If you have any question. don't know if we have time for it.
We have time for some questions. I'd like to know from which part of your wonderful brain you always create these ideas. There are so many apps you already created for Hive. This solves a problem we all probably had a few times whenever, not maybe sending 18,000, but even sending 800 to somewhere. You always feel, should I click? I always send upfront one HBD or one to test the route if it's working. So I think it's quite nice, maybe adding some more UI-driven interface to it. So from there, cool, thanks. But questions from the audience, are there any? Dan? Wait, there's a microphone coming.
Oh, okay, great, we got one. So he basically answered my one question there at the end, but I guess when I was first thinking about what you're doing, I was kind of wondering why the idea wasn't just to build the rules into the front-end interface that you'd use to send it. And, you know, I was thinking, of course, I'm thinking mostly about the community front ends where we could easily get all the community front ends to integrate that. But the problem is going to be on the exchange side, where we know the exchanges notoriously are not very interested in doing extra things for us. So they're not going to build that kind of safety into their interface. So you do need something like this, at least in the case where you want to send from an exchange. And then my next question was, why do we have to have one account that's doing this? Why not just have your own account that does this and run your own server that could employ the rules? And you answered that. You're basically going to open source and allow someone to create their own. So I guess the last question I had, real question, other than commenting, is so what's the tech stack look like in as far as what kind of, you know, running a server for doing that?
What's the tech?
What's the tech stack? What do you?
It's just JavaScript, and all the routes are in memory and dumped into a file each time you update them.
Okay, so,
Yeah, so just a GS file and a TXT file.
So I think it'd be useful too if, you know, with the idea that people would run their own servers, you just publish the rules that you've got on your server. Therefore, somebody could just essentially copy your rules and not have to create all their own.
Yeah.
Some more questions.
While you have the mic, I have one question for you.
Sure.
I was thinking further, and now keep
for me?
Done.
Okay.
What would be cool is to have a dedicated account on Hive and having all this process into the core code. Maybe, I don't know, something we could discuss about.
I mean, I was just thinking just custom JSON or something like that. And I mean, we already have mute lists and things like that. We could, if you wanted to blacklist account names we actually have things like for that already, essentially, right? So if you wanted to add some of the new rules you're talking about, like for not sending particular type of coin to a particular, you know, account or something like that, I think it seems like it's already there in terms of custom JSON. I mean,
but without the blacklist, it would be cool to be able to have one dedicated account on Hive like null and be able to create routes, and then we remove the.
So you mean a set of rules? You mean set of rules for your? You would set a rules for your account, but what you would send to that. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I think that's. I mean.
So an account may be trustful payments or something like this.
A blockchain account. That
Yeah, I think if just let me guess what you're saying. You would be able to say something. I want to use this account. So the first thing you would say is, I want to use this account to mediate all my transfers, and then every transfer you made would then go through that account.
Yeah.
And then you would have some way that the next thing would be whether the first layer would actually translate the rules, and then basically not process the transactions or not. Yeah.
Maybe something we can talk about.
Yeah, I think if you do that, you don't even need an mediating account. You could literally just put in a bunch of rules that would. The downside of that, of course, is there's more load on the primary nodes. They're going to have to process all those rules, and it's a potential attack point unless you do something comfortable there. So it might be possible. I have to think about it.
There were more questions. Somebody who don't like fiat is talking.
That's me. At what point do you return the Hive that you would use to change the rules? So like I haven't had my coffee and I put in 1,000 Hive instead of 0.001 Hive to make a new rule.
I'm sorry, because there is noise.
So if I put in, say, like 1,000 Hive instead of 1,000th of a Hive because I haven't had my coffee yet, to make a new rule, would that get returned, or would that just look like a...
Yes, each time you send a command, the money, you get the money back.
Nice. So how do you pay
No,
for...
sorry, you don't get the money back. No, because there is no reply from the account. Yeah. So don't send 1,000 Hive to create a rule.
Fair enough.
Oh, you can. I will be. It will make me happy.
Which beer will we drink?
I may set a limit and say, okay, if I receive a command and it's too much Hive, I send them back.
See, I like the idea of having a central account because it's like one thing you can see and it's good UX generally. You're like, okay, exfer, transfer. And then the idea of having multiple accounts is a little more iffy. And then layer one, of course, like that's going to take time to integrate and other work. But why not just do a multi-sig for the actual trust? Like even just a few servers that you run, so it's at least not a central point of failure, or maybe the community would help quite a bit.
Because you are a techie guy, and a lot of people are not. They just want to transfer funds securely.
Wait, sorry, could you repeat what you just said?
Sorry?
I didn't quite catch what you said.
You are kind of a techie guy. You know what multisig is and so on. Laymen, they don't know. They just want to transfer their assets. So maybe it's not a perfect solution.
Yeah, why aren't you running a multi-sig? The actual account is the multi-sig, and the servers or whatever entities are backing that account are kind of decentralized, so it's not a central point of
Or maybe
of
I don't
failure,
get
at least.
exactly your question.
So like the Xfer account is actually a multi-sig account, and there's some number of benefactors that are running that account. So if any one of those benefactors get hacked, you don't actually have a catastrophic failure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good idea.
I think this topic is so relevant that we either could extend this discussion for several more hours. This will bring us to a quite techie part and a quite unhappy Krim.
I just planted the idea there.
Yeah. So why not having this later on this evening in a smaller group?
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting because it makes it way more safe for newbies. And this is what we try to achieve. To explain a newbie multisig as well, again, needs some time. It makes it more safe as well. I really love it. So there are opportunities to help us to grow Hive to other levels with
Yes.
services like this and others.
If you have any question, if you have any suggestion, just come to me. I still need to write the doc, so it's not forged in stone. Everything is possible. Thank you all for listening. Thank you.